Cheers. Woohoo! We did it! We did it, we did it, we did it. I couldn't have done without you. It's the 1 year anniversary, it's the Q&A. So let's jump in. Well, hello everybody and welcome to my kitchen stroke living room area. Welcome to my house. I thought it'd be nice to do this 1 year anniversary video in a different setting to get to know each other better. So I invite you in to my house. This is the lounge area of my kitchen and you're very welcome. It's lovely to have you all here. I think, as I said, we, need to get to know each other better now that we're a year in. I mean, that's a long time in a relationship. So to celebrate, of course, I will urge you and invite you to pour yourself a wee tipple, whether it be the beverage of your choice, whether it be a little glass of, what have I got here? I have rosé champagne. Cheers. It is Friday after all. And hold on a second. What have we got here? What is that? What is that? Did one of you guys leave this here for me for our 1 year anniversary? What? I'm going to get comfy here because this is Get to Know Me Better Q&A, and yes, happy anniversary guys. Couldn't have done it without you, with all the support, all the love, all the comments, all the sharing, and I have enjoyed every single minute of it. And stick around till the end of the video because I'm going to do a montage of the funniest bits of YouTube. I'm going to put in some earlier video clips just to show you how far that we have come. Now today, before we go any further, I wanted to give a shout out, and my shout out of the day, I thought it'd be very fitting. Now this person I've already shouted out before, but I wanted to shout her out again because I went back to my very first YouTube video and I saw that this person commented on my very, very first YouTube video, which was July 22nd, 2020. And so it's tomorrow officially. Today's Wednesday when you're watching this. It's the 21st. Tomorrow is our 1 year anniversary. Woohoo! I have learned so much. I've pulled my hair out. I have given out to the kids to be quiet. Poor old Charlie's around there somewhere. Come over here, Charlie, and say hello. Charlie. He might come over, I don't know. He might grace us with his presence and then again he might not. So an awful lot of work has been put in, and I just want to say a big shout out to It's Only War Paint. Hiya honey, how are you? And you have been amazing commenting for the whole year from my very first video. So thank you so much. And to everybody else, just keep commenting, keep chatting down below. So delighted and enjoying getting to know you guys better. And for everybody else, subscribe for the ones who haven't. Maybe you've just forgotten. Hit the bell, hit the subscribe. It helps us out a lot. And we put an awful lot of work into these videos. Like, I mean, I've half the kitchen sink around me now. If you could only see, I've lights and cameras and I had to carry them downstairs. And I mean, I have a day's work done before I even turned the camera on. And let alone I did my hair and then I was too hot, so then I had to stick it up. I mean, first world problems and all that. Anyway, I have something here, but it's not what you think. It's not what you think. It is a Chanel, okay? But it is a gift to myself for my 1 year anniversary. So what could it be? Well, it is none other than a bag I already have. Now don't be going thinking, has she lost the plot? Has she actually gone and bought another bag that she already has? No. I wanted to share this bag again because it's a bag I was able to get this year and I have enough. So I decided to wrap her up again, put her in a gift bag and say, you got this year. Happy anniversary. All your hard work is paying off and you don't need any more, and enjoy what you have. So that's herself, a little bit of eye candy there. And then the fragrance of the day is none other than this beauty, which is Louis Vuitton Les Sables Roses. Now, again, you know this fragrance, so I just thought, well, do you know why I picked this one? Well, I just said to myself, well, self, you have enough fragrances, and this one is special because this one I unboxed on my YouTube channel, as you know, and it reminds me of my channel, to be honest with you. So inside there is amber, it's floral, rose, oud, saffron, black pepper, it's warm and spicy, and it's animalic. Ooh, just how we like it. Ah, come in, have some fragrance. This is a sexy, spicy one if you want to go for something like that. So I just want to enjoy everything I have already and celebrate with you guys and to say cheers again. Any excuse really, it is Friday and it is our anniversary. We are now officially the Connolly colony. All of us are. We are in this together. Now, without further ado, let's jump into the Q&A. Now, do you know what? I said to myself, I am going to do this Q&A blind. So I haven't read these messages. I'm going to go in and do them right now. And the reason I wanted to do it like this was because it is more authentic. It is more off the cuff and more honest and more genuine. And I think it's much better that way than having these prepared answers. So I'm going to go into my community tab first in YouTube, because that's where a lot of my beautiful subscribers are, and I'm going to read your messages, and then from there I did the Q&A also on my Instagram, and I'm going to answer those. So it might be long, but you know, grab a drink, take me on a walk, put me on the side table and do your chores, and sure, we'll just have an old chat. That's what we'll do. Now the first question is from Ashley Benet. I hope I'm pronouncing everybody's name right, by the way. Congratulations, and I love this channel. Your reviews have saved me so much money and so much buyer's remorse. When did your love of luxury handbags begin, and how many handbags do you have in your collection? Well, Ashley, it is a long love affair to answer your question. I suppose my love of handbags began, it would be 25 years ago, a little bit more maybe. No, about 25 years ago, I was gifted my first ever luxury handbag by an ex-boyfriend. And he gave me a beautiful Gucci, actually I still have it, it's the Gucci vintage handbag that you've all seen. I might stick pics up, we'll see. And by the way, it's not me sticking up pics. I have an editor for the last few months, and we've been working together really well now. At the very beginning, I did all my own editing, and then I said, you know what, I'm going to outsource this part of my work, which frees me up to do more things. So I want to give a big shout out to my editor, Mariano. Mariano, thank you so much. It is an absolute pleasure to work with you. We have an amazing work relationship, so kudos to Mariano. Anyway, moving swiftly on. So yes, about 25 years ago, I got a present of a Gucci handbag. So that's when my love of luxury handbags started. How many handbags do you have in your collection? She also asked. Around 35 at this point. Now that's counting a few that are contemporary, vintage, that I wouldn't have shown on my channel because I don't really think anybody would be interested. But yeah, so in total around 35. The next question is from Natalia Obreja. Congratulations on your anniversary. Here are my two questions. If you must choose one single of your beauties to pass to your daughter, which would it be? And number two is, why are the Italian Maisons so poorly valued on the luxury market? Thank you. Thank you, Natalia. Well, number one, it would definitely, it'll be two of my bags, because she's the one telling me. I don't even have to choose these bags. She's already told me. My Givenchy Antigona and my YSL mini camera bag, she just absolutely adores. Oh, and loves, by the way, my new mini square in the 21p. Loves that bag as well. So there'd be the three. But if I had to give one out of those, I think she keeps going about the Givenchy Antigona, so it could be that one. Why are the Italian Maisons so poorly valued on the luxury market? I think it's because, well, I think it's the heritage of, say, Hermes and Chanel that people love, and Louis Vuitton. They're around for years and years and years, and the heritage and the story and the prestigeness of it, the elitism, I suppose. I think that's a main story. If any of you know the actual reason, maybe you'd give us an old shout down below and let us all know. We can all share. Mandy Reardon. Hi Mandy, how are you? Congratulations on doing so well in your first year. Thank you, Mandy. My question is, what was your job before YouTube? Thanks so much, Vivienne. I can't wait for this Q&A video. Well, my job before YouTube was, I was a model for 25 years, and I still do a tiny bit every now and again, whatever suits my age group, and if I'd be quite selective now, obviously. So it was modeling from the age of 19 all the way up. I traveled to Paris, I traveled to Spain, I traveled to Germany. I was supposed to go to South Africa, but a boyfriend got in the way there. Love got in the way, you know, and I just said, no, I want to stay with him, as you do when you're young and naive. was supposed to go to Cape Town, probably would have been amazing. We broke up anyway, you know, shit happens. Anyway, so yes, modeling was my job. I did my degree in business, and I was a model and still do a little bit of modeling, and then I went into acting, and I was on a soap in Ireland called Fair City, and I loved that, and I did plays in Ireland, and then I had many other part-time jobs as well, because modeling is quite like YouTubing. It's in that it is inconsistent. Well, it was at the start, and so you don't have a regular income and you have to build it up. So I worked in a laundrette part-time, and I worked in Annabelle's, which is a nightclub, as a lounge girl, and I worked in a clothes shop, all part-time, subsidizing my career along the way. Loved it, loved every job I had, and I've had a really, really varied life, a really privileged and charmed life. Now listen, at the start it was hard. I came up from Carlow, which is about an hour away from where I live now in Dublin, and I came up in the bus, all green and all naive, not having a clue of what the big city had for me, but it worked out really, really, really well, I have to say. So that was my job before YouTube. Lorna Markey. Hi Vivienne, congrats on your channel. Thank you so much, Lorna. I would like to know, what was your favourite part and least part of the Irish modelling scene, and what's different about it these days? Thank you very much. Hi Lorna. Well, my favourite part of the modelling scene was the crack. We had some great fun. The girls, a lot of the girls, Natasha Barham, Ali Phelan, Teresa Carr, like just so many good girls that I had so much fun with. Irene Frisbee, Serena Frisbee, just absolute gems, still friends with those girls. They moved off to bloody Australia on me. Hello, big shout out to anybody in Australia. And by the way, I know a lot of you from the States. Hi. Canada, hello. Australia, and London, Ireland, hello to all my subscribers from all over the world. And I just can't thank you enough. I really can't. I'm loving the journey of YouTube. I'm loving everything I'm learning. And anyway, get back to, says you keep on point here, Vivienne. So what I loved was the girls, the crack. I loved the variety. I really loved the variety, and I loved the opportunities and the circumstances that you would find yourself in. I mean, people used to think, oh, you know, models aren't intelligent and models aren't, but they are, particularly nowadays, because models always had to have a backup, whether it be a degree, whether it be qualified fitness instructors, whether it be whatever it was, you had to have something else to back up, because it was never guaranteed. Your income was never guaranteed in modeling. So there are very, very smart girls out there, and I'm so, so proud of them all. That was definitely one of my favorite aspects, the variety. I mean, you're learning things from marketing to advertising to PR. You're dealing with all of these people all of the time. You learn how to sell yourself. You learn how to groom yourself. You learn how to present yourself and how to pose, and all of these things that are invaluable life lessons. You learn who's genuine, who's sincere, who's insincere. It's an amazing career. It's not for everybody, and there were things I didn't like about it. Getting onto that point, what was your least favourite part of the Irish modelling scene? Was, again, it was, you know, you could be insecure in that you didn't know where your next paycheck was coming from. But I was very lucky. After about the first, say, year and a half, my income was pretty steady. I was working all the time. I was very lucky, and I don't take that for granted at all. But it was one part of it that you just kind of go, I didn't like getting up at 3 to 4 a.m. in the morning time when we had a country show down in Castlebar, which is about 3-4 hours away. Nothing wrong with Castlebar. If anybody is watching from Castlebar, loved going down, loved doing the country fashion shows down there. But like, people think modelling is glamorous. It is when you're at the very top, when you're over in New York, but it's still at those times you're up early, barefaced, no makeup. We used to hop onto a minibus. It would take us 3.5 hours, grab your pillow, try to sleep on the way down with your legs up around your ears. But they were all character building. They really, really were. And it was really nice, because then when you reap the rewards, you appreciate it so much more, because, you know, we were in hotels and in circumstances where you might get a sandwich that was what you got all day. And, you know, a lot of the models didn't want to eat bread at the time, because, you know, bread puts on weight for a lot of people, and they didn't want to eat that. So then they were eating the middle out of the sandwiches, and just mad stuff, absolutely mad stuff. But yeah, I didn't like that part. What else? There was some bitchiness, obviously, that went on. Didn't like that. But you know what? People say, oh, you know, modeling is so bitchy. I think there's bitchiness in every industry. I think there's bitchiness in YouTube. I think there's bitchiness in anybody's workplace. There is a certain amount of bitchiness, particularly when it comes to girls, unfortunately. You know, people are competing as far as looks are concerned. Also, in modeling, you're told more often than not what is wrong with you rather than what is right with you. Like, oh, you're too tall for this, or you're not skinny enough for that, or you don't have the right color eyes, your hair is the wrong color, and all of these things. So it is definitely character building. So I hope that answers your question, Lorna. Shanta Peak, congratulations, love. You're inspiring to keep going. I'm 6 months. She didn't ask a question. She just can't wait to reach her first K. And keep going, Shanta. That's all you have to do. Work hard and keep learning. Grace Bezenden. Hi, Grace. How are you? Grace always comments on YouTube. And she said, I would like to know your favorite brand for luxury jewelry. Right, favorite brand for luxury jewelry. Well, it would have to be, there's a couple. Cartier, of course. I have a Rolex watch, love that. And Harry Winston is beautiful. I have a couple of pieces from there, but they are way overpriced, and I have talked about that in another video. Just absolutely love their pieces. I mean, look, you can't go wrong. They're just stunning, 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 but we are paying for the brand, as I have talked about in my other video. And they were bought for me. It was my wedding band, and that was Harry Winston. I have a pair of jewelries that are I have a pair of earrings that are Harry Winston, and they're stunning as well. So yeah, they would be my favorite brand. I really like Bulgari rings as well. I'll stick up a picture of the actual one. I think it's called the 52 or something it's called. Really, really nice, quite thick. I have my Pomelato. Love Pomelato rings, actually. I wear these all the time and absolutely love them. So yeah, they would be my favorite brand of jewelry, Grace. Now, next, Jamel Sydney. Hi, Jamel. How are you? Congratulations, Viv, on 1 year anniversary. Woohoo! If you could only keep one luxury bag from your collection, which would it be? Question 2. With so many beautiful bags on show on YouTube and Instagram, how do you keep FOMO under control? That is a really, really good one. I'm going to do a video on that as well. And question 3, what do you do for a living, i.e. your main full-time job? Well, number 1, the handbag I would keep from my luxury collection, I feel, would be my Chanel 19 21p in the caramel. I love that bag. I wear her so much. She's my favorite color, as you know, and she's the most practical, functional and beautiful bag that I have, and I just adore the bag. I really, really do. With so many beautiful bags, and how do you keep from FOMO under control? I don't. I have FOMO as well. Everybody has it. I just kind of gratitude and appreciation, and like, I mean, sometimes I look at my collection and like everybody else, I'm like, how the hell did I get this many handbags? I didn't ever expect, particularly Chanel, but I just kept going and hustling and selling and buying and making videos and, you know, getting a few bob here and a few bob there. Money, that is, for anybody that doesn't know my slang. You know, we could all look at everyone's bag and, oh, I want that and I want that and I want that. But to be honest, I definitely don't scroll through Instagram that much, because that's exactly what would happen, and that's exactly the reason I don't. And on YouTube, when people are doing unboxings, and I just go, yeah, I love that. But to be honest with you, I kind of say to myself, first of all, there's only a number of bags, colors that I like. I don't like every single color. And when I have one of each, apart from black, and I know I have a couple of caramels, but apart from that, like a red, or if I was to get a grey, or if I was to get a pink, I think I just get one, and then I've enough. I don't need 10 pink bags or 20 blue bags, or so I don't really. Maybe it's my age, and I love what I have and I enjoy what I have, and I think that helps. And question 3, what do you do for a living? Well, I answered that as regarding the modeling. Obviously, I don't do modeling full-time anymore. So pretty much I'm doing YouTube full-time. I'm putting out 2 videos a week and trying to build that and grow that. I did 3 for a while, but I felt the quality of my videos wasn't as good, and that's what I like to concentrate on. But also, I am a landlord. I bought my first house when I was 25, and I obviously get money from that. I rent it out. And that was always my pension. And in my head, my parents are very much like, get your degree, go to college. They're very academically minded. So when I started modeling, They were always like, make sure and finish your degree, which I did. And so when I bought my house when I was 25, and I remember trying to hustle the money and get that together for the deposit, I remember going, this is my pension, because there is no pension in modelling. So I have that house there still, thank God, there's tenants in it, and I get money from that. Ying Lin Lee, how are you, hon? How are you? Hi Vivienne, you always appear well made up on video. Are you usually so at home during the day? No. If yes, would you please describe yourself as a If yes, would you describe yourself as a disciplined person? If yes, can you describe what a usual day's routine is like for you? Many thanks in advance. Ying Lin Lee, how are you, honey? Well, yeah, so no, at home, I mean, I wear a lot of workout gear. Because I would go for either a walk stroke run, or I was doing yoga, Pilates. I change my workout routines all the time. I much prefer to be outdoors, particularly in the summer. It's a beautiful day here in Dublin. I'm actually roasting. Can't wait to get out in the sun as well after this video. And yes, so I would be in literally workout gear, because I don't like to be in my good clothes if I'm cooking, or, you know, the smell of your good clothes. But obviously after a video, you know, you're in whatever gear you're in, and then I will change out of this and into something a little bit more comfortable, as they say, which would be just leggings and t-shirts and stuff like that. I'll still be fairly well presented, but I don't really do tracksuits, because I just think they make you feel like, they make me feel lazy anyway. So I'll get into just literally a pair of leggings and a t-shirt, something comfy to lounge around in. And if yes, can you describe what a usual day's routine is like for you? A usual day for me is get up early. I'm usually up about sometimes 6, sometimes 7. I will try and respond to you guys first. That's usually what I do first thing in the morning, because I have a lot of US followers that I like to kind of respond as quick as I can. Then I will come down, and if the kids are off at the moment, so they're pretty easy. So I will go on my computer, check my analytics, and I will then have a cup of coffee about an hour after that. Then I will do some more work for about 2 hours, and then I used to have an early morning breakfast, but now I push it out and I have like a brunch at about 12 o'clock. So I find my productivity is much higher in the morning, early in the morning. So sometimes I go for a walk or whatever for an hour that day, or sometimes then I'll do a couple of hours work on the computer, whether it be working on my thumbnails, working on my content, working on up my descriptions and all of that kind of stuff. And then I will have lunch, and then I'll probably prep dinner for the kids while I'm doing that. So that's an hour or two doing that, and then I'll go back to work. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Or if I have to do a supermarket shop or anything that needs to be done around the house, that is what I do. Laria, hi Laria, how are you? What's your favorite food and restaurant, possibly? My favorite food, I have 2, sushi and love Italian. Love Italian. But, you know, obviously I can't eat Italian every day of the week, because the carbohydrates in all the pastas and all the spaghetti and all the everything else, but I do love Italian. Who doesn't love Italian? Absolutely love it. But sushi, a Thai food, I love Thai. So for sushi, there's a place in town called Yamamori. I absolutely love it in Dublin. If you're ever over, go there. It is stunning. There's a couple of places out in Malahide. Can't remember the name of that place actually. And then I love Chinese. I'm just a big foodie. I love Chinese. There's another Chinese in Ireland called Wong's. Absolutely beautiful. There's a chain of them around Dublin actually, and their food is to die for. What else? What's your favorite brand in terms of service and treatment in boutiques? Well, it's definitely not Chanel. Definitely not, because you walk in and nobody even lifts their head, to be honest with you, and that's happened a couple of times to me, even in Brent Thomas in Dublin. So I would say Louis Vuitton are quite good. I have had really good experiences myself with Louis Vuitton. Christian Dior, of course, they're just amazing. They can't do enough for you when you go in there. It's, can I help you? How are you? They're friendly, they're smiley. You just feel welcome and wanted. They are like, and their packaging and their service and their attention to detail is amazing. Actually, that is above Louis Vuitton, because sometimes with Louis Vuitton, when I've bought a lot online in 2020 when everything was locked down, and sometimes when you'd receive something, it's kind of just thrown into the box. So a point is taken away that you know, for Louis Vuitton, they have their quality issues. So Christian Dior is number 1, and then in terms of friendliness, I'll definitely give it to Louis Vuitton. So they have been very good to me. How and why did you start your YouTube channel? Great question. Well, I started the 22nd of July 2020, and this is an interesting one in that I had been thinking about it for so long, and the reason I started, I felt I had a lot to share. I was also watching a lot of YouTube content at the time, and I was absorbing an awful lot of content. Shay Whitney, who I think is amazing, lots of different girls, Minx for All, Hello Catwalk City, a lot of people I was watching, and I just thought, wow, this is something I could do. But I just didn't know, like everybody else, I didn't know what to talk about. I knew a lot of stuff about a lot of things, but what to focus on. Was I going to talk about modeling? Was I going to talk about being divorced? Was I going to talk about kids? Was I going to talk about teenagers? Was I going to talk about psychology? But in the end, I decided to start it on handbags. But as you know, from the very start, if you go back and look at my videos, you'll see that I'm very much into mindfulness. I'm into practical and functional things like managing your money and lifestyle stuff in general, stuff that I've learned, stuff that I've made mistakes, and I want to share and help other people to make their life easier. And that's what I wanted to share mostly. But I felt I had to start somewhere where I wanted to niche down, where people knew what they were getting when they came to my channel, and I did and do have a passion for handbags. So I said, well, this is a good area to start, and then I may branch out into other things if my audience like that. It's all down to you guys, and you've been responding so well. You know, I know a lot of you are just here for the handbags, but an awful lot of you are here, as you say, for a sense of humor, personality, and thank you so much for that, because that's hugely, hugely important to me, to be of value, but for us to get to know each other, you know, one-to-one on a personal level, whether it be through, we'll have to do a meet-up soon as well, actually. But so that's how I started, and then we were in lockdown, so I was thinking about other businesses to start as well, and I'm always thinking, what will I do next? What can I do next? I want to use my time well. I want to be a good example to my children. I've always had lots of ideas running around in my head. So I wanted something, because you do become a little bit spoiled as you get older with your time and everything, to be honest with you. So I was used to having a certain amount of free time, a certain amount of my own time, and I was always my own boss. So I didn't want to go and get a job, as they say. I wanted to be able to travel, which I adore, is my number one thing. Freedom and time and traveling they are up there of my top three things that are the most important, obviously with family, of course. So I thought, well, with YouTube, I can take it anywhere with me. If I go to Italy, if I go to Portugal, if I go to Spain, it's not going to stop me from working. And just take you guys with me, take my camera and take you around and share my experiences and share food and travel and still talk about handbags and everything else. So that's why. And I sat there on a Wednesday, I'll never forget it. I had recorded my first video in March and didn't publish it till July. So if any of you out there are thinking of setting up or starting up a YouTube channel, I would urge you, I'm just looking at the time here, I don't want it to cut off. Sorry guys, I would urge you to start and just do it now. Look at my first channel and my first video. It's so bad, but I just had to do it, and I knew I put myself out there to be vulnerable, to be judged, to be criticized, to be talked about, the whole lot. But you know what? We have one life. And the minute you realize that, then that's when your second life starts, and you have this sense of freedom. I was always that person who was worried about what people think, what the neighbors think, what everybody thinks. I was a bit of a people pleaser. So I just urge you, if you want to start a channel, just go for it. Don't worry about what people are going to say. Don't worry about not knowing how to use the equipment. I hadn't a breeze how to use the equipment. I really didn't. I literally YouTubed how to YouTube. That's what I did. I YouTubed how to do everything. I Googled how to do everything. I didn't have anybody helping me at the start. Not one person. So, and we were in lockdown, so there's no way I could even get any help. So I just literally YouTubed and Googled absolutely everything, and I've learned so much, and I'm so grateful. I'm even grateful for what happened in 2020, because it gave me this opportunity. So that's how and why I started, Larry, and I hope that answers your question. That's all the questions in my community tab. Now let's go to the Q&A of my Instagram. So, from Liana Looks by Lee, what are you currently up to? Any vacation plans? Hi Liana, how are you? And yes, I do. And as you're watching this video, I should be away in Portugal. I absolutely love Portugal. We have been going there for 18 years and I am with my mother and my 2 children and I just adore the place. And I'm just so happy because I can't wait to get there. And today is Friday here. It'll be Wednesday by the time you're seeing this video and we're going on Tuesday. So cannot wait. So that's currently what I'm up to and recording lots of YouTube and trying to get the house in shape. Things like that. I'm trying to get clothes washed for the holidays. Prepare. Preppy lady Zurich. How you doing, hon? How did your love for bags start? Well, I just answered that one previously. I got a gift of a beautiful Gucci bag and I hope that's answered your question. Irish styling. Will you check out my Instagram? I will. Laura Dawson Makeup. Hi Laura, how are you? And I know you've commented a good bit actually. I'd love for you to film your YouTube journey. Would you consider it? Absolutely, I will actually, because I know a lot of you are thinking of starting up a YouTube channel, so I will definitely film that for you. No problem, Laura. My pretty pink life. What is your favorite place you've ever visited? Wow. Well, I have a few favorites where I love to return to. One is Italy, any part of Italy, whether it be Tuscany, Montecatini was so stunning. Any part of Italy, absolutely. Florence, adore it. Roma, beautiful. The food, the people. I've had such amazing experiences in Italy. Where else? Morocco was fabulous, but would I return? Probably not, because I've seen it now, but it was lovely. But Barbados was stunning. Where else? Been to Hong Kong, was lovely. Been a lot of places, and I love the States. Absolutely love the States. But I love the history in Italy. Paris is beautiful, but there's just something about Italy for me. I think it's the romance. Just love the whole romance side of things, says she who's single. Anyway, makeup tutorials. Yes, I will do a makeup tutorial. Who's that? Who asked that question? Sansuk. Yes, I will do a makeup tutorial. I've done one ages ago, but I'll do another one for you. Ivan S. Bridget. What is the best piece of financial advice you would give your 30-year-old self? That is a great question. 2 pieces that come to mind. First piece is pay yourself first. And when I read that and learned that, I was like, what do you mean pay yourself? What does that even mean? What that means is before you pay your bills, and I know somebody will go, my bills have to be paid, and yes, of course they do. But when you get your check, or whatever way you get paid, and you put 10% or 5%, whatever you can afford, away every single month and automate it, that's another tip. Automate it to go out of your check before it even comes into your hands. So in your bank, you say, look, I want 10% of my wages to go into this separate account over here, please. This separate account is called, let's say, my bag fund, my Christmas fund, my holiday fund. I want that to go in there the 15th of every month, whenever you get paid. The 20th of every month, whenever you get paid. Take 10%, and that is paying yourself first. And because what we'll always find, I'm sure you will, I did it anyway, the end of the month, you'll always spend the money. If you don't do that, you'll find some way of always spending that money and you'll have nothing left over. But if you take that and it's gone, you'll find some way of surviving. Believe you me. Automate it, pay yourself first. If you can, invest when you're young and start investing, no matter how small or how little it is, because that compounds as you get older. And yeah, they're the 3 things I would definitely do all over again. Favorite place to travel? Italia. My name is Nada. Hi Nada, how are you? Favorite place to travel? Anywhere in Italy, anywhere. What is your favorite handbag of all time? Great question. My favorite handbag of all time. At the moment, it is my Chanel 19, for sure. I mean, I love Kelly's and I love Birkins. Probably love Kelly a little bit more than Birkins. But I am loving my Chanel 19, but of all time, I'm going to stick with my Chanel 19. Yeah, I'm going to stick with it. Marshall Condren, are you single? Yes, I am. Very single. I don't go out. I don't go anywhere or do anything. Well, I do lots of things, but I don't go out at the moment. We'll all be going out again soon. Dee Madeira. Oh, hi Dee, how are you? Hi Dee. Do you have any pets? Yes, I have my Charlie bop 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 bop. Charlie, he's my doggy. Charlie, you coming over here? Charlie. He's not coming over. He's camera shy today. Dee again, how do you keep your positive and bubbly disposition? Do you practice anything, meditation or yoga? Do you know what, Dee, to be honest with you, I have had my dark times, and I've talked about that on this channel as well. I have gone through postnatal depression, and I think anybody who goes through those kind of things, you really, really appreciate all the days you feel really good, and you learn so much about yourself. I actually think you learn more about yourself in the bad times than you do in the good times. You learn who your real friends are, you learn everything, because you're left so raw and you're left so vulnerable that you learn, like, you know, it takes you walking through that dark tunnel to come out and find the light. And I know that might sound as cliched as whatever, but it is for a reason. So I obviously had a little bit of counselling, and I read a lot of self-help books, and I absolutely exercise all the time, whether it's just a walk. Listen, I'm not like, oh yeah, you know, I'm brilliant. I've gone through stages of 5-6 days a week in the gym. I've gone through stages of just wanting to walk, but in the winter I prefer to be inside than outside, because Ireland ain't great weather, you know. So yeah, I change it up. I get bored of the same exercise. I do Pilates sometimes I'll do yoga, sometimes I'll do skipping, mainly walking and jogging, squats, benches, stuff like that. Because I like to travel, so I like to be able to exercise wherever I go, and that's it. You don't need a gym for that. Also, how do I keep so positive? Well, I just think practice gratitude and appreciation. It is amazing if you just wake up every day and you realize what you have already, not always what you're looking for, what you want, what you already have. My life is very abundant. Abundancy is one of my favorite words, and my life is. But I've worked hard for it. I've worked really, really hard for it. And I love working, because what else would you be doing? Sitting watching TV all day? No, thank you. I love to watch TV, you know, of an evening, but not all day. So I think that's what keeps me positive, is interacting and connections, and being outside in the fresh air and nature. So important. I meditate, but I need to meditate more, because I'll do it for a week and 2 weeks, and then I may stop. Like everybody else, we fall but get back up again. And I've said this in other videos. It's not the falling that is the bad part. It's how quick you get back up again, and how you react to what happens to you is the important thing. And I think those things keep me positive. My kids keep me positive, my family, my friends. I am very lucky to have friends for 20 years, and I just love life in general. I really, really enjoy life. And I'm very grateful, I think, for coming through a dark patch in my life where I didn't feel so great. So I think that's what keeps me so upbeat as well, and having something to do every day, and having something I'm passionate about. That's hugely, hugely important. You know, I have to sit down and research and come up with ideas for YouTube videos, and I want them to be informative, and I want them to be fun, and I want them to be entertaining. So that keeps you from thinking too much about yourself. If you're serving others, if you're helping others as well that are less well off than you are, that are in a worse position than you are, you know, not just financially, but, you know, mentally or any way in life, just to help people really, really makes you feel good, and makes life worthwhile. So I hope that's answered that one for you, Dee. Can you share with us a challenge that you've had to face and how you overcome it? As I've just said, Dee, the postnatal depression for sure is one, and I think I've just shared how I overcame it. Obviously, I had counselling. I was on medication for a while. I'm not anymore, thank God. For about a year, I went through a really, really bad time, and family and friends, counselling, and getting out in nature helped big time. My divorce was, massively challenging. How did I overcome that? Friends, and reading and researching and working on myself. I think you can get as much advice as you want and need but I think working on yourself is the main thing that you can do to help you to get out of any situation, and know that there's light at the end of the tunnel, and know that tomorrow is going to be different, and today is one day, and take one step at a time. Very, very slowly. Get out of your bed, put your 2 feet on the floor every day and go, today's a new day. Do some exercise, do some meditation if you're in a really bad place, and get out in the air and work on it. It's all of those tips. It really, really is. I also had a lump in my breast at one point when I was 22, and again, family and friends, and it was benign but fragmented but scary. And I got through that as well. So I think that's how I overcome them, basically by lots of research, lots of, if I'll watch videos, I'll read, I'll talk to people, and sharing your problems with other people, whether it's even online, whether it's DMing me. Share your problems, because you are not alone, and know that you are not alone. How many kids do you have? This is Gin Steph, number 1. How many kids do you have, and what is your career if you have one now? How many kids? I have 2. My son Ben is 17 and my daughter Katie is 14 and a half. And I adore both of my kids. They are my life. I absolutely love them. And my career, I have already shared that. MVBIFST. Hi Viv, if you didn't already have a channel, would you, or a Chanel, would you buy it at the current price? Do you know what? I will be very honest. I was actually just off the cuff going to go, no, I wouldn't. But I'm going to be very honest here. I think I would. And the reason I think I would is because they're continually going up in price. So what's expensive today is cheap tomorrow. And what's expensive for you and I now, I mean, I'm sure any of us out there would go, God, I wished I bought a Chanel 10 years ago. But 10 years ago, I remember looking at Chanel bags going, the price of that bag, it's $2,000. Oh my God. Or whatever it was at the time. And now we're going, the price of that bag, it's $7,000 or $10,000 or whatever. Like, it's all relative. So I think I would because they hold their value. And if you ever want to get your money back, you can. So for that reason, I think I would. Trisha Lucero. Hi Trisha, how are you? How do you afford your collection? Tips to get rich, please. Well, there is no get rich quick method in life, Trisha, unless you either win the lotto or marry somebody wealthy. But anyway, how do I afford my collection? Well, I already had a nice collection of handbags and I save and I hustle. I might now, the position I'm in now is I would sell other bags to buy a bag I want, or there's lots of different ways you can do it actually. You can actually buy from a private seller and you can, and I think Fashion File does it as well. You can do layaways if you don't have, sorry, that's my daughter texting me now. You can do layaways where you can make 3 installments for your handbag. So in 6, you pay a deposit now, in 6 weeks you pay some more, and then you pay your final payment. You can do it that way. Sell some stuff in your house, work an extra job. There's all these ways. I mean, that is exactly how I've done it. I've literally, at the moment, what I'm doing, some of my YouTube money obviously is going into it because that's my spending money. Yeah, that's helping me. You guys are helping me, and I hope I'm helping you because this is a relationship. And yeah, so that's how I afford it. Arena Maria K, looking gorgeous. Would you like to share some of your beauty and fitness secrets, please? Arena, no problem. Fitness secrets, get out in the air as much as you can. Move as much as you can. I'm not going to tell you what to do, but as you get older, you should always weight train because if you have muscle, it's going to burn fat. And I studied anatomy and physiology. I'm a fully qualified fitness instructor, one of the courses I did way back. So it's always useful. It's there. Even if I don't practice it or teach people, I've learned all this information. So do a bit of weight training if you can. It'll help you burn fat quicker. Move in whatever way that suits you, whether it be Pilates, whether it be running, whether it be walking, just move your body. And beauty, because I don't want this video to be too long, my beauty secrets, water. Now, I love a drink. By the way, I'm getting very thirsty. I love a drink, I do. And anyone who knows me, anyone who watches my video knows I love a glass of wine, love a glass of champagne. Not big into spirits and things. Cheers. It's gone a bit warm. But yes, so I try and compensate for things like that and be smart. First thing, actually this is a great tip and I learned it from Cameron Diaz. First thing in the morning, drink 2 pints of water. I carry I think it's about a litre of water to bed with me, maybe not as much as that, to bed with me every night, and in the morning I will drink 2 pints of water before my feet touch the floor. That flushes out everything and gets your body going, and it is brilliant. It keeps your skin beautiful. Now, beauty secrets. I use makeup, but I use it to flatter and not to cover or mask, or you know, I'll use browns on my eyes because my eyes are blue. I will use Charlotte Tilbury products because I just love her products, and I love her, what is it called? Film Star Bronze and Glow. The glow part of that is wow. I use just a little bit of glow here, and it really accentuates everything. What else? I use lip gloss. I line my lips. I'm very minimal. Brows are very important. Always fill them in, color or shape them nicely. They're really my beauty secrets, and good skincare. As you guys know, I use Skin Essentials by Mariga. I love her stuff. It's you know, it's prescription stuff. It's collagen. There's hyaluronic acid in it. There's vitamin C, vitamin E, stuff that your skin loves and absorbs and drinks up. And I don't use any kind of stuff, designer kind of stuff. I don't believe in it. Dale's addiction. Hi Dale, how are you? Dale, what are your YouTube goals? As I'm sure a lot of you know, and if you don't, Dale is another YouTuber. You should follow her. She's a lovely, genuine girl, really, really gorgeous. What are your YouTube goals? Well, first of all was to start, so I've done that, and to keep learning. I'm always learning. Number-wise, I don't have a goal. Obviously, thank God, I'm always going, okay, hit this one, and then hit this one, and then hit this one. So when I hit 10,000, and I'm so happy, and we're heading to 11 now, and this is amazing for me. And so obviously this year I'd love to hit 20. But if I could hit 50,000 this year, why not? That's the kind of mind space I'm in. I'm in like, let's just go for it. Let's just absolutely go for it. And you'd help me, actually, if you like this and subscribe. That would help, guys. And it'd be the best present you could ever give me. Please. Thanks. So yeah, that's really my YouTube goal too. I want to make a little bit of a difference though as well. I don't want to just come on and to be constantly doing unboxings, or I want to entertain. I want to give value, and I want to make a little bit of a difference and help people. That is really what I want to do. If there's anyone out there, like, I just want to serve people, and I want to help people, and I want to share what I've learned, what I've been through, what I've experienced with others that may need it and don't have anybody to reach out to. That's pretty much it, to be honest. What is your dream bag, Viv? Somebody said that earlier, or Dale, and someone asked earlier, and to be honest, I kind of have everything. Like, I love my Chanel 19s. I think at the moment, I know at the moment they're my favorite bags in my collection. You know, as far as Kellys and Birkins, they're beautiful. I don't know though, I didn't have as much in as, you know, some of those, my dream bag. They're beautiful. I can really, really appreciate them. Are they nicer than Chanel? I mean, you know, not necessarily. They're stunning bags, and I maybe love one for the whole craftsmanship and the detail and the story and the heritage. And because I collect handbags, not so much collect them, but you know, I use my handbags. So I suppose I'm not really a collector. I use them. I don't just collect them to sit and look at them. Absolutely not. So, and actually I've heard Dale say this before. So we're not really collectors because I actually use all my bags, but you know, I just throw that comment out there sometimes. So I hope that's answered that, Dale. I'd love to know yours as well, actually. Now, Looks Lovers Anonymous. What equipment do you use? And congrats on your YouTube anniversary. Thank you so much. On what equipment do I use? At the moment, I'm using a Canon EOS M50. My lights are from Amazon. Everything is linked down below. I have the Joby. Is that the Joby microphone? It's all linked down below anyway. And my laptop. And that's pretty much it. Everything is linked down below. It's pretty simple. Daylight I have here as well. And yeah, it's pretty simple setup really. Corrine Frompt, if you could only have one perfume for the rest of your life, which one would you wear? Which one would I wear? There's a couple that I gravitate towards all the time in my collection. Oh yes, Armani Privé. I am gravitating towards that Armani Privé Rouge Malachite. All the time. I have to stop myself from reaching for it because I don't want to waste it, and we're not even going out anywhere. So I'm only smelling lovely around the house. So I absolutely adore that perfume. A Portrait of a Lady is another one though. I really love that as well. Something you wish you would have done differently. That's interesting. You know what? I have this philosophy where I think, and I don't have any regrets, and not even my divorce. And as much as I'm a very, very traditional person, and I come from a family where my parents are still married and still very much in love. Of course, they have arguments and all the rest of it, but they are just an absolute example of love forever. My dad adores my mother, and my mother adores my father. And so when my marriage broke up, which was in 2010, it was crushing, absolutely soul crushing, because my whole life of what I thought was going to be fell apart. And you actually definitely go through some grief in that you grieve for the life that you thought you were going to have, or you imagined in your head with your family and your 2 kids, and there was 4 of us, and you know what we had done in the past and how it was going to be different in the future. And so you do grieve that for sure, but I don't regret it because we weren't happy, and in the last year we weren't happy. And I'll get into that in another video if that's something of interest, but I do not regret it because I wouldn't even be doing YouTube today if I had stayed in my marriage, because it would have been too comfortable. I wouldn't have had to push myself. I wouldn't have had to grow and learn, even though that is something that is just in me. I just love growing. I love learning constantly. I get bored very easily. I don't think I would have done anything differently. No, I wouldn't, because we learn, as I said before, from everything that we do wrong or bad, or mistakes that we've made. As I always say, even to my son, I said, mistakes are not the problem. It's if you don't learn from them. So, and I know I come across quite philosophical sometimes, but I love philosophy, and I do believe in these statements and sayings. So yeah, I wouldn't have done anything differently. Maybe start YouTube earlier. Maybe I would have done that, but I always feel there's a right time to start everything, and I wouldn't have had as much experience in my life or as much to share with you guys if I had started earlier. That's just my opinion, and I was busy doing other things, raising a family and all the rest of it. The biggest challenge, well, I've already said that, my divorce, the lump in my breast, and the postnatal depression, I think, were the main challenges I've had in my life. The break-ins were challenging, but you get over those, definitely. If you had to choose one Chanel bag, my Chanel 19, S. Siobhano. Hi Siobhan, how are you? V. Colozzi. I love your makeup on YouTube. What products do you use on camera? Again, an awful lot of Charlotte Tilbury. My NARS makeup, I use Stromboli foundation. I also use Estee Lauder foundation. I mix them in. I use Estee Lauder concealer. I use Laura Mercier powder. It's all linked down below for you. And yeah, a lot of the rest of the Charlotte Tilbury. Genevieve de Klerk. Genevieve de Klerk. Hi Genevieve, what is your ride or die bag Oh, love you. With love from South Africa. South Africa. Oh, I have to get there. My ride or die bag is my Chanel 19 right now in the caramel. Love that little baby. Kay Krantz. Hi Kay, how are you? You comment a lot as well. Kay Krantz. Looks, what is your favourite holiday destination? Answered that one. Pretty much Italy. Love Barbados too, but Italy, yes. Your favourite makeup products? And that was Salma's Luxury Corner. Again, a lot of stuff I've just mentioned. Next bag on your wish list, Salma's Luxury Corner. Interesting question. I would love maybe a white bag, maybe. I would also love maybe a grey bag. That I know on my wish list at the start of this year, I wanted a grey. If you go back and watch that, a light grey Chanel 19. I ended up getting the caramel because that came about. So I still love grey bags, and a white, maybe medium classic I might go for. I'm not sure. I've turned one down before, but anyway, yeah, I think something like that. I'm more about the colour, and then if a design comes in that I like, I go for that. I'm quite spontaneous that way. Sophie Apostolidi, what is your opinion about Prada bags? Prada in general is an amazing brand, I think. They have been around for years and years. Love Prada bags, love the reissue that's out at the moment. I just won't buy it because I have other things that I prioritise, but they're really good bags, definitely. I mean, as we know, the Sac de Jour was a very popular bag, and the reissue, I was, tempted to buy that bag for sure. But I have other priorities higher up on the list. Eva 311, which is your all-time favourite perfume? I just said that one, which would be Rouge Malachite, Portrait of a Lady, Delina, and I actually love that one, Zaba Rose by Louis Vuitton as well. Just love it. Are you modelling still? D2501. Every now and again, it depends. It depends on what the job is. I will ask. I still have an agent in Ireland. And yeah, it just depends if it suits me or not, but yes. MacPherson 2, who inspires you? Maya Angelou really inspires me. I love that woman. She was an amazing writer, and she has the best sayings. If you just look her up, Maya Angelou, I would recommend anybody. She was wise and learned, and she just had the most amazing philosophy about life in general. So she inspires me. Who else inspires me? Rich Dad Poor Dad, that book was amazing. I love stories of people who came from tough times and made it big. I love inspiring stories like that. I love Jane Fonda's story. I think she's very inspiring. Do you know what I think is amazing on YouTube? I think Kelly Stamps is amazing on YouTube. I think she's original. I think she's smart. I think she's talented. And my mother, of course, inspires me every day of the week to be a better person. Natalia.go. Any tips on how to save for your first few luxury items? Love you. Natalia or Natalie. Hi Natalie. Yes, if you can just sell off any junk that you don't use in your house, do it. You'll be amazed at how much you have around you. Pay yourself first, like I said earlier. Take 5 to 10% out of each check that you have. Put it in a separate bank account. Automate it so you don't even see it. Get yourself a second job if you have time, if you can. And I always say, where there's a will, there's a way. If you want it bad enough, you will get it. And that is my opinion in life. You have to be a go-getter. But definitely, just get rid of stuff around you that you don't need. Sell it on Depop, sell it wherever you want to sell it. And yeah, I think those tips will get you there. So that brought us to an end, ladies and gents, of the Q&A, and I hope I've answered your questions enough. I hope you've got the answers that you maybe wanted or it helped you in some way. And again, I just want to say the most amazing and the biggest thank you from the bottom of my heart for the past year. And I'm so glad I've got so many new friends and I've made so many connections with all of you out there. I'm loving this. Here's to another year. Here's to 50,000 subscribers by next year. You never know. So don't forget to subscribe, like, comment and share. That really, really helps me out. Cheers to you. Cheers to what's coming in the future. Love you to bits. And don't forget, be kind, be safe and be compassionate. Love you lots. Mwah! Big love.